So, if you watched my previous video about these AirPod Max, things didn't go as well as I had hoped. You gotta be kidding me. This is turning out to be a regretful purchase, whatever. And if you've ever had to deal with Apple online, trying to get some kind of assistance, it's horrible. As you saw, what they sent me back was just the headpiece without the ear cups and the ugly booty shorts or bra carrying case. And I was completely shocked by this whole thing. When I went to the Apple store to have these things looked at, I took the entire box that everything came in when I first received them, because I didn't know what they were gonna do. I assumed that they would switch out this pair for another pair that they had readily available, which they didn't. So I asked them, I said, you know, do you want the whole box? And they said, no, just the headphones and the case, which I gave to them. And, you know, they had written everything up as far as all the issues I was experiencing. What they told me was that these would go to some third party that would fix the earphones. If they couldn't be fixed, then they would send me a new pair, and that I didn't have to worry about a thing. They'd even ship them back to me, whether they were fixed or a replacement pair was provided. So I'm like, great, no problem. As you can see, much to my surprise, they didn't come back to me the way that I had given them to the Apple store. What I also noticed was there was nothing in the box that actually told me whether the things were repaired or whether these were replacement headphones. Obviously, because of the missing ear cups, an essential piece of the whole contraption, I needed to call Apple and try to get this situation remedied. So I spoke to a very nice man by the name of James, who helped me through my ordeal. By the way, Tim Cook, you should give James a raise. The guy was excellent. Anyway, so poor James. I actually feel sorry for the guy, because when he looked up my situation on their computer system, he couldn't find anything that actually told him whether these were a replacement pair or whether the actual things had been fixed. And I said to him, shouldn't we know whether these were fixed or not? And if so, how did they fix them? So to figure this out, he asked me for the serial number, which I was able to find on the work order that the Apple store gave me when I dropped those off and left. He had that on record as well. I had to look into the left ear cup because up here it actually has the serial number. I literally had to take a picture of it with my iPhone and blow it up just so that I could read the serial number. In doing all of that, we were able to determine that this was a new headset, not the previous one that I had. So they either sent me a refurbished one or sent me a whole new one. That, to this day, we still don't know. So I spent about an hour on the phone with James as we're trying to work through this whole situation. In that hour, James and I maybe spoke 10, 15 minutes total. The rest of the time I was on hold, because when James tried to reissue me the new ear cups and the new carrying case, it charged me. So he had to work it in his system and had to get some sort of approval authorization code, which I totally get, but that took some time. Once he got the code, he was able to plug that in, ensure that I wasn't charged for the replacement items that I needed to be able to use these things. And then I had to wait another few days to actually have those shipped to me. And sure enough, they came. I get the ear cups, I get the new carrying case, all's well in the world, so I think. Right ear cup, left ear cup, and last but not least, hideous carrying case. I don't know what the hell Apple was thinking. I tried to connect it to my iPhone. It will not connect. Now, part of the problem was the battery was really low, so it needed to be charged. Fair enough. I ended up charging it later, full charge, and it still wouldn't connect. It just would not connect to my iPhone. It wouldn't connect to my iPad. It wouldn't connect to my computer. Nothing. It just would not work. And I was really getting frustrated at that point. So I had to go on to YouTube. Thank God for YouTube, because it actually, has a lot of information that helps you in situations like this. So I was able to find something. Basically, it told me to put the things back in the carrying case, which they had been. Once you're trying to connect, if it doesn't connect, put it back in and try again. I had to do that like 3 or 4 times, and it finally connected. But once it got connected, it was good. Then I had to, basically do the same thing with all my other devices. Now they connect right away. They sound terrific. They really sound great, I have to say. And I can seamlessly move from one device to the next without any issues, which when I first got them, I couldn't do that. I kept running into all kinds of problems. So this time, that piece is working great. The one remaining issue, the thing that I just don't know how they can fix, and they certainly do not want to address, is the condensation in the ear cups. So once I got everything working, I used them, was listening to music while I was working, and after an hour and a half, I took these off to check, and sure enough, it was wet in there. So I emailed James back and I let him know, hey, got it, got everything connected, struggled at first, but did get it working. However, I'm still having the condensation issue. Have never heard back from James. I don't anticipate I will, because there really is no answer for this. At least, I think the most Apple has said about it, once it was brought to their attention, is to just take a rag and wipe it out. I don't see that as a viable solution, because over time, it's just gonna wear these things out, and they're just gonna crap out at some point. And they did have the nerve to send me a survey about my experience. So I'm gonna give James glowing reviews, but with this issue, I'm gonna let them know that, I'm very disappointed. And it's a shame too, because like I said, these things are fantastic. I truly love them, but could I recommend them to you? Like, would I tell you to spend the money to get these? Based on all the problems that I had, absolutely not. And I do keep in mind that I'm an early adopter. I like the new things that they send out, and I know that there's gonna be issues with them. So I kind of knew that going into this, but still, for the amount of money, it's just, I don't know, it's a shame. So no, I couldn't recommend these. I would say wait till the 2nd generation, because at that point, I would imagine they're gonna deal with the condensation issue, but definitely not worth it. I wouldn't do it if I were you. And if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't. I'm too far in now, so I'm just gonna enjoy them for as long as they last, and probably not do the same thing for the next great thing they send out. I won't be an early adopter. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and hope you enjoyed the video.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!